Welcome back to another episode of Comedy's Dead. I'm Saundra, I'm your host, and if you're one of the weirdos out there that watch this on YouTube, which you're probably not because nobody watches this shit, so it's really pointless. But anyways, if you are, one, thank you. And you'll notice that I'm in a different location, sort of. I'm actually in my bedroom instead of my back room because I, like an idiot, am going to spend my tax refund and turn that into a studio. I don't know why, because no one watches this, and comedy is, besides the fact that it's dead, it's really pointless unless you're in New York or LA or, a city where people enjoy comedy, I guess, but whatever. But anyways, so this is my bedroom, and I wanted to, well, I guess we didn't, but Russia invaded Ukraine, and I honestly didn't think it was going to happen, and I don't believe I read anything or heard anything from anybody who thought that it was actually going to happen. So I don't know. I guess Putin just wanted to be like, fuck you. Maybe you should take me a little bit more seriously next time. But no, it's awful is what it is. And and honestly, for like the past 7 years, America has been arguing online about gender pronouns with Chinese and Russian bots, while China and Russia were strategically taking over the future energy markets. Honestly, it's just baffling, just the cognitive dissonance that we have in this country. And I don't know. I really don't want to talk about that because it happened so quick, so I don't have a lot to say about it. But I do want to talk about this chick named Hannah Tubbs. Anyone know who she is? Nobody? Well, I do this by myself, so I don't have anyone to bounce ideas off of. But Hannah Tubbs, she is a transgender child rapist. But actually, she's not a she. She's a he. She has a fucking dick. His name is James Tubbs, and he sexually assaulted a 10-year-old in a Denny's bathroom 9 years ago. And they just caught him because of DNA. So go science. And he decided after he was arrested that he was going to start identifying as a female. And not only that, but and it was in California of all places. And California is a shit show right now. So he also, since he committed the crime when he was 17, 2 weeks before his 18th birthday, the DA, his name is Gascon, he decided, and I think it's a new law, that if you commit a crime as a juvenile, you are tried as a juvenile, no matter when they finally catch up to you, which makes no sense because let's say you rob a store or eat whatever at 17 and they arrest you 9 years later, no one's going to give a shit. It's only going to be the big crimes like rape, sexual assault, murder. But anyways, they decided to try him as a juvenile. And not only that, they decided to put him in a juvenile detention center for 2 years. That's his punishment. But because he started to identify as a woman, he's with the teenage girls. That's like Neverland Ranch to a rapist. You gotta be, it doesn't seem real anymore. And you're never gonna see CNN or MSNBC talk about this. No, because people don't read articles. They would just see, trans female put in men's prison or some stupid shit like that. Anyways, let me get a drink. It's late. It's 11:01 and I've been up since 6. So give me a minute. Imagine being the girl having to be in a holding cell or a jail cell with him, or have to go to class or eat lunch with him or do whatever they do in juvenile prisons. I don't know, but I just hope they put him with someone that's crazier than he is and the bitch bites his dick off. Honestly, would it be a hate crime if a trans female got their dick bit off because they were trying to sexually assault someone? I don't know. This seems like one of those philosophical questions that, college students are going to have to figure out in the next millennium, I guess. I don't know, but I hope he gets his dick bit off. There we go. Anyways, but nobody cares about women in this country anymore. They don't. They only care about women if you have a dick. That's it. I mean, the University of Pennsylvania swimmer, Lia Thomas, I think that's her name. Yeah, no one gave a shit about swimming until Lia Thomas came along, and that's because she has a dick. Anyway, if you don't know the Lia Thomas thing, she's a swimmer, and she is killing it right now. I mean, she's ranked number 1. She's broken all the records, and she's just dominating. No one can beat her. And she was competing for 3 years on the men's team, and she was ranked 462, which I guess didn't even medal, didn't place. It's like you're just there for practice, basically. And she decided over the summer to transition, and she's competing her final season, her last year, because she's a senior, as a female on the females team. So obviously the girls in the team aren't happy. The parents aren't happy. Nobody's happy about it because she's winning by 40 seconds, which that's not really how fast, short, 100 meters, 200 meters, 500 meters. I'm a runner. I don't know anything about swimming. But anyways, I know you don't win by 30 seconds. That's unheard of. Anyways, but at the same time, these girls go to an Ivy League school. I mean, they've been taking classes and, psychology and, your freshman English and all these classes where that's all you do is discuss all these cultural subjects and topics, and that's all you do. So, I mean, these girls should know better than anybody that biological sex isn't real. So, why are you getting mad about it now? What have you been doing this whole time in college? Just going with the flow, not wanting to speak up? But, now that it affects you, you have a problem with it. Stop whining and work harder. I mean, Leah's not letting the patriarchy keep her down or oppress her because she's a woman. No, she's killing it as a woman. She's like, out of my way, bitches. Cunts have dicks too. They do. Whatever. She's a cunt. I'm sorry, this is probably going to get me canceled, but I don't give a shit because I've already been canceled so many times and kicked off so many stages and banned from so many stages. I don't give a fuck anymore. She's a cunt. Come on. I'm a girl. And I'm not saying she's a girl. She's definitely a girl. I get it. But she knew she sucked as a man. And now that's a cunt move. She could at least just come out and be like, yeah, whatever, screw you. Rules are rules. And anyways, they changed the rules actually because of her. So starting next year, someone in that position, you're going to have to be on, I think, testosterone for 3 years or something. I don't know. But whatever. And it's just, and she's going to be I don't know. But I guess some of the girls are upset because, she still has a penis and she changes in the locker room. And, sometimes she doesn't cover up and, she likes women, so she gets erections. And it's stop making the girl's dick hard. Honestly. She is there to practice. She's going to be going to the Olympics. Her time is better than all the female swimmers that swam in the Olympics last year. So, don't get mad at her because she can actually beat China. And actually, at this point, I honestly think the only way we're going to beat China is by sending a trans female, right? It's widely known that China gives all of their athletes testosterone, and they make all the tests, so their athletes never fail the test. So go China, whatever. I don't know. I'm more of a Summer Olympics person. I don't get into the Winter. Oh, no, so that is Summer Olympics, isn't it? So Winter Olympics is going on now. Anyways, I like the Summer Olympics. I'm not a bit, but not swimming. Just track and field and volleyball, of course. But anyways, I don't know. What do I know? I'm just a loser comic who's staring at a ring light in her undecorated bedroom at 11:02 on a Thursday night. But I don't know. I am getting sick of this whole sentiment that it just seems like, I don't know, none of this makes sense anymore. It's just, I don't know. I don't even know where all this came from. And honestly, I really don't care. And I know everyone talks about how it doesn't matter anyways because the future is going to be feminine. It's going to be female. And you know what? I think they're right about that because all the phthalates and all the packaging and the water bottles and all this stuff that we're ingesting, it's making the men's taint smaller. I watch Joe Rogan. They're getting smaller taints and it kills your testosterone and they're becoming infertile. So I guess the future is going to be feminine. And you know what? Honestly, that scares the shit out of me, because as a female, the last thing I would want, or the last type of world that or environment that I would want to live in is a dominated by females or a feminine society. I mean, that women are the most conniving, backstabbing, just passive aggressive bitch. I mean, not all of them, but you know, if you're going to put biological sex or gender on a spectrum, you could even separate them. I don't care how you do it, but you know, you're going to have the extremes on each end and then in the middle. And for the most part, women are passive aggressive little bitches, and they're conniving and they're backstabbing and they talk behind each other's backs, and they're out for blood. They hold grudges. Men really don't hold grudges. At least that's been my experience, you know. And it just seemed, because I went to IU, and I was in like a feminist club, and you know, I was all about it. But it just seems now like, you know, it used to be like equal rights and equal pay, and now it's just like, fuck you, the future's feminine. And I don't know. I was speaking of women, I guess Dave Chappelle, we all know who Dave Chappelle is, and he's always in trouble. He's always pissing somebody off. He lives in Yellow Springs, Ohio, and they were gonna put a affordable housing unit in his neighborhood or close to his house. So they have him on videotape. He went to the town meeting and he voted against it, or said that if, you know, they put this housing unit in, he was going to pull out his comedy club. Anyway, so the town committee, city committee, they didn't pass the affordable housing. So everyone gave him shit for it. And no, it's not always rich men's fault. I mean, it's women too. It's the wives. I mean, the wives don't want affordable housing, because I know if you put a bunch of affordable housing in, you're going to get a bunch of single moms like me, and I will break up a marriage for some Whole Foods. Seriously, have you seen these prices? What is inflation? It's like, what, 7.5% at the moment? I mean, I steal produce all the time. There, I said it. I don't care. I steal all the time now. I ring everything up 4011. Bananas, if you don't know what that is, because I can't imagine very many women are watching this. But no, bananas, that's the QRC code 4011. And bananas are always between 49 cents and 59 cents a pound. So I'm not paying $1.29 a pound for Fuji apples. Screw that, 4011. I mean, no one's looking. I mean, why are you trusting me? I don't know. Anyways, and honestly, and listen, if I was Dave Chappelle, I wouldn't want a bunch of affordable housing in my neighborhood either. I mean, if you have a bunch of affordable housing, that means you're going to have a bunch of unsupervised kids running around because their parents are at work all the time. And these kids, I mean, they don't have anything to do but get on TikTok all day and dance around in their underwear for pedophiles all day. That's all they do. I mean, now you're going to have pedophiles showing up at your door with pizza, trying to hang out with your kid. And who knows, she'll probably be a female with a dick. Who knows? You don't know. It's just extra problems that you just don't want to deal with. And, you know, the ones that aren't being sluts on TikTok all day, I mean, they're being turned into these social justice warriors. I mean, I know I have one. I mean, these kids, they've been raised on algorithms their entire life. Everything that they think that they are or enjoy, I mean, it's just been regurgitated back to them from day one. You like one anime video and then they just flood you with anime videos. The kids are not okay. I mean, I got, the other night I texted a friend and I was just like, hey, I got really high tonight and decided I was Republican. Because that's how I flirt, okay? I was just joking. And not even 5 minutes later, I get a notification from YouTube and it was suggesting a Ben Shapiro video. And I mean, the kids, they're not okay. This is not okay. The amount of data that is collected on us and our kids, we have to do something about this. And I mean, I don't know what to do, but clearly nobody cares. My kid doesn't even bring homework home anymore. And I mean, they don't teach math anymore. I mean, math is too racist and trans exclusionary. They can't have kids do word problems. It's too triggering. I mean, if Jared has a dick and a pussy, how many dicks does Jared have? One dick. He has one dick. No, wrong answer. You didn't ask Jared's pronouns. Now Jared is pissed off, and Jared is going to take a shit on your lawn because Jared identifies as a fucking cat. And Jared is in heat, and he's bleeding all over your lawn because cats with dicks have periods too now. I mean, I don't know. That's probably going to get me canceled too, but whatever. I don't give a shit anymore. And I support trans people. I'm just saying, I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, Dave Chappelle didn't vote against affordable housing. He voted against poor people. And see, that is the difference between man and a woman. Like the women, they'll come up with excuses about, oh, you know, it's going to be too far away from the grocery centers and they're going to have to drive for too far to work. And, you know, the kids are going to have to wait too long outside for the bus and all this like bullshit passive aggressive stuff because they don't want to come out and say, I don't want poor people living next to me. But a man, they'll just be like, I'm not voting against affordable housing. It's just the poor people. And honestly, he just did it because he's opening a comedy club and he doesn't want the woke gone wild every night outside of the door anytime somebody gets offended. And I mean, nobody wants a video of them going viral, spraying a bunch of furries off of the sidewalk with a garden hose. And that's what would happen. I mean, it's like you know what I mean? They send out the message on Facebook and you would have so many little kid protesters outside it every night. It would be insane. I mean, they would have to open a Spirit of Halloween down the street. That's how, just so the kids could, you know, have costumes because that they like to express themselves. And I mean, do they even go to school anymore? I mean, isn't protesting, that's like that counts as a semester worth of credits now, I think. I don't know. It's just whatever. I just think it's so strange that these kids are being put into like bubbles, these ideology, like, I don't know, algorithm groups so young. I mean, they don't know anything. They shouldn't even be worried about politics or anything, but there they are aligning themselves with these ideologies that have changed so much since I've been around. So I mean, I only know they're going to change a zillion other times in these kids' lifetime. So, and I mean, I don't pick sides. I honestly don't. I mean, I pick the side that has the least amount of homeless on it. There, I said it. I'm sick of the homeless. They piss and shit all over the sidewalk because, I don't know what, the rising cost of rents and COVID. And people always talk about fixing the homeless crisis in this country. That's great. You want to fix it? Stop calling it a homeless crisis. It's a drug crisis. I mean, what do you think they're doing in their tents all day? Checking stocks and meditating? No, they're smoking crack and shooting heroin. Well, at least that's in the cool states like California and New York. I mean, here in Indiana, our drugs suck so bad. Our homeless people like to do bath salts. So, I mean, and the thing is, they send outreach people to the homeless all the time, but they put a little do not disturb sign on their tent because they don't want help. They don't want to come inside. They want to be homeless because the homeless population in this country have it made. They do. I mean, they get free food, free drugs, and there's always somebody around ready to suck a dick for crack. I mean, they're living like Hunter Biden. They really are. I mean, that's horrible. And that's another story. I should do a podcast on that because that is a mind-blowing. He was smoking crack while he was in China and the Ukraine, making all these deals with these private equity firms that he opened. And I mean, smoking crack, he took the crack with him. And China spies on anyone that's coming to their country. So they knew he was a crackhead. It just seems like, I don't know a lot of crackheads, but I think when you're that far into addiction, the only thing you're thinking about is getting money to buy more crack. You're not thinking about the future. So it just seems like that could have been like a conflict of interest. Maybe he got taken advantage of, which kind of screwed our economy. Who knows? I don't know, but they squashed the story. So we will never know, which is, I mean, that pisses me off because that takes money away from me. I mean, that guy was fucking his brother's widow, who he also got addicted to crack, and he was posting the videos on an amateur Pornhub site. And he also was fucking the widow's sister and got her addicted to crack and posted those videos. He knocked up a stripper, had a crack baby, and they squashed the story. I mean, that hurts comedians. Like, so fuck Joe Biden. Anyways, but now back to the homeless. Honestly, they really, here's the thing. I mean, the ones in the tents, I mean, they're too crazy for the homeless shelters. I mean, they're not going to the shelter to try to get out of the cold. I mean, they're there to snatch the braces off your kid's mouth to sell for scrap metal so they can buy more crack. And there's these non-for-profits are out here trying to give these people a haircut. I'm sorry, but if you're crazy, you should look crazy. Seriously. Honest, so when normal people like us are around, we know not to stand so close to the subway tracks when the crazy people are around. And it's getting harder to tell now because they clean them up and give them free clothes. And, you know, next thing you know, someone's eating your face off because they're high on bath salts. And look, I don't want to sound insensitive or anything. I understand they're going through a hard time. But if we're going to clean them up, can we at least like put those little tags on their ears like we do wildlife? Seriously, we can even color code it. I mean, like a crackhead, you know, they might rob you with a ballpoint pen. You know, no one really cares about an alcoholic. I mean, but it's heroin and fentanyl, I mean, they're useless. And it's the bath salt people and the methamphetamines. Those people are crazy. And I feel like I have a right to know. Anyways, I don't know. I know I'm a horrible person. I sound so bad. And I know it's not their fault. I mean, it's whoever the fuck they're always yelling at. I got chased. Hold on, let me get a drink of water here. I got chased down the street by a homeless guy while he was peeing. And the cop that stopped to help me said that there was nothing that he could do because he was suffering from mental illness. I was like, he's not crazy. He's just a crackhead who doesn't have any more crack. And he just pissed all over my new Vans. And I don't, no one helps me. I mean, it's just, too bad Louis C.K. wasn't crazy or he'd still be doing comedy right now. And look, I hate to bring Louis into it because honestly, Louis C.K. is like one of my favorite comedians. And honestly, I would let him come all over my face for a few feature spots. Seriously, I would. What I would give to have a comic whip their dick out in front of me. Oh my God, I would be so excited. I would have to, I don't know, blackmail them into introducing me to Joe Rogan. Honestly, because and honestly, there's no mics for me here. Like, I'm screwed. So, I'm on my last leg. I mean, I'm old. I don't even want to say how old I am. You can probably tell by looking. But anyways, I'm just old. I mean, my pussy's going to dry up soon, and then you're totally screwed. So, I just want to make a wish. I want to make a movie with Tim Dillon. That's it. That's all I want to do. I was thinking about this. It would be about a TikTok family whose life spirals out of control after their daughter decides to kill and eat the star of their show, a lizard named Darwin. Seriously, I think that would be, Hollywood would love it. I mean, it's going to deal with mental illness, kids working too hard, TikTok, all the stress, animal rights, because she's just going to just chop that bearded dragon's tail off and toss it into a frying pan while she's singing, what is that Snoop Dogg song and Little Duval, Smile Bitch. I love that song. Just living my best life as she's tossing the lizard thigh into the frying pan. Anyways, the thought of my brain, I'm so lonely. I have no life. So I entertain myself. And I was thinking about me and Tim Dillon in a therapist's office discussing our child that killed and ate the lizard. I don't know. Anyways, I have problems. I don't know. But anyways, what am I supposed to do? Snoop Dogg. Somebody accused Snoop Dogg of sexual assault. And I was like, what I would give to have Snoop Dogg take me backstage and rape me. Honestly, I would have a weed line called Ass Rape by Bob Marley. Anyways, because the weed's so good. Anyways, I don't know. I'm getting off on a rant here. And so, but I've decided, I think I'm just going to go be homeless in front of Joe Rogan's club. I think I'm going to fuck the studio. I mean, seriously, that's a waste of money. I can take that and I can go be homeless for a few months outside of Joe Rogan's club. Just me and my microphone every night, being annoying, doing whatever it took to, I don't care. Listen, what are they going to do? Send me back to Indiana? I mean, I don't have any warrants. You can't keep me here. I mean, Wi-Fi is free. I'll find my way back. I mean, they have homeless camps? Listen, I've been to Burning Man. I got a tent. I know how to rough it. I don't care. I'll just be out in front of Joe Rogan's club. I'll sprinkle my lice on every person that walks in there, except for that bald-headed scallywag Joe Rogan. Anyways, yeah, I'll just be crazy. Is a prison a great place to start a platform? I don't know. But anyways, what else? I mean, I wish I could talk about comedy and a realistic light, but you can't do that. I don't think you're allowed to do that. But it sucks here because Indiana it's either the super woke, and that's not my audience, or it's the Christian super clean, and I'm fucked. I am fucked, and I'm so pissed because if it wasn't for the goddamn conservative, alt-right, Christian, you gotta be clean comedy, we wouldn't have the ultra woke. I mean, because those are the two extremes on both ends. And, the crazy people, radicals on the right, they created the crazy radicals on the left. And they're not even left. Those people are, I don't know what's wrong with them, but some of this shit that they come up with is scary, honestly. I was thinking, because it's weird, because I'm a mom. Hold on. I'm so tired. But no, I'm a mom, and, I'm thinking now as I'm getting older, I look back on my life and, my trip on this earth is coming to an end. Like, it's ending, and my regret is, not that I really have any regrets, but like, when I think about what I want for my daughter, and the one thing that I don't want her to ever look back and regret is not investing in herself as much, because I think that is the mistake that especially millennials. I mean, I'm right on the verge. I'm 40, so I was born in 82. So I was that's like the cutoff for Gen Z. So I grew up without the internet. I know I got to play outside and ride my bike, and so I got the best of both worlds, I guess, or I don't know. I mean, anyways, but I think kids today are so focused outwardly on causes and being a part of something and doing good and all this stuff, that they're not focusing on themselves. And I think that is the biggest mistake. I think America, I don't know if it's the progressives, but I think it's bad. I mean, I think we need to really change the trajectory, especially with kids. And I think the focus needs to be, you need to focus on yourself and invest in yourself. Don't worry about all these causes and things, because if you can't help yourself, how are you going to help anybody else? Anyways, so that I think I'll probably make that my next bit, but whatever. So I've pissed off the homeless people, and I've pissed off the trans people, but I'm pro-trans. I didn't say anything bad. Whatever. I don't know. I talked about rape. You're not supposed to talk about that. But no, back to the homeless people. I was thinking about this the other night. It just makes no sense, because and I am for the decriminalization of drugs, and people always compare what's going on in, Philadelphia and LA and some of these other states to what was happening in Portugal. But it's actually not like that. Like, Portugal, they will put you in jail for using drugs in public. Like, you can't shoot up on the street or you'll go to jail. And they really push recovery big time. I mean, they force people into treatment, and we don't do that here. And it just, I was watching some stuff on San Francisco and LA, and they're saying how they really want to start holding the drug dealers accountable. And I'm like, no, are you kidding me? I mean, you're giving them free crack pipes, and you're giving them free safe spaces to shoot up, and you're going to put the drug dealers in jail? Put the addicts in jail. Honestly, hold the addicts accountable. I mean, it doesn't have to go on their record, but you got to clean up. If you're just drugged out on the street, why would you ever, want to get better? I don't know. But anyways, that is my podcast for tonight. I'm tired, and hopefully next week or in like the next 2 weeks, I'll be, fuck that. I'm not doing the studio. I'm going to go be homeless in front of Joe Rogan's club. So you watch out. I don't care. I'm better than Tim Dillon. I'm better than, what's his name? I don't know. I probably shouldn't dig myself in a hole. So I will stop there. But you know what? Screw that. I'm coming for Tim Dillon. I'm going to be the smiley face killer. That's going to get me kicked off because you can't threaten anybody. But anyways, tell Tim Dillon to watch the fuck out. I swear to God, if he walks in that club, I'm going to sprinkle my lice all over him. Honestly. And I don't know. But that's Comedy's Dead. And hopefully, maybe I can get a guest. It's so hard to get guests. No one wants to come on and talk to me anymore. So whatever. Fuck you guys. Thank you for watching. I'm Saundra. And I always say email me, but I never check the Comedy's Dead email. So if you've emailed me, I apologize. It's just, I think I forgot the password, and it's not, it's Google, but it's not, I can't just switch. I can't, when I'm in my Gmail, there's not Comedy's Dead and then my email. I don't see why they make it that way, but whatever, screw Google too. But thanks for watching.